Why haven't you reached the life that you dreamed of yet? Chances are that your habits are either pulling you forward or silently holding you back. I want you to understand that in this video how habits impact lives and how habits can impact you positively or negatively. And this is so important to talk about because we don't evaluate the importance of habits. We often ignore them because we think that it's such a small thing, it's such a minute thing, so why pay attention to them? But these are the things that small, consistent things that adds up over time to either derail us from fulfilling purpose or fulfill purpose. So I want to talk about 5 things that can help you understand how habits impact. And talking about it and more, I want you to pay attention to the areas that minister to you, and they talk to you and they speak to you, and how you can use that information to help you moving forward. And I want you to talk about how you can define life that you aspire to. The first thing you can do is by defining the life that you aspire to, right? Um, you need to know, what is my vision? What is my goal? What am I called to do? What is it that I want to do? Where do I see myself from now? How do I envision my life? If I'm to look at my life 10 years from now, where do I see myself? You need to have a purpose before you even evaluate your habits and say, okay, well, I have this bad habits. Put the habits on the side. First, clarify your vision. What is the purpose for your life? Everybody has something that they were called to do. Everyone. We all were created with a gift that God has given to us to able to stand in front of many people and shine bright. So you need to find out, what is your lampstand and how can you help it shine bright before you think of habit, because habits will form, the habits you form will shape the vision that you have. Like I told you before, if you in the other video, I said that I was a night person. I used to sleep very late, but the kind of life that I want to live, I can't sleep late. It doesn't work for me anymore. So I had to consciously break those old habits and create good habits of waking up earlier. Now I have time on my hands. I can do what I've called myself to do. I can do what I've aspired to do for the day. I can do the goals that I have set for the day to achieve, and so much more. I can fulfill purpose because I've aligned myself with doing the right habits and doing the right things. But the only way I can do those right things is because I know my purpose. So what is your purpose? Why were you born? Why were you brought here? What does your ideal look like? If someone asks you, if you're to imagine your ideal life from now, like let's never say from now, if you're to know what is the life you live and you know, oh my God, I'm blessed. This is it for me. I'm satisfied. What is that kind of life? What does it look like? What is the vision for that life? How do you aspire to have that life? First, figure that out before you can even focus on habits. Because the habits will just frame your vision and your purpose. Just like how my habits are shaped in a way to sponsor and to give benefits to my vision or my purpose. My purpose is to do this, so I create habits to help me fulfill it. So first, find out, what is your purpose? And when you do that, then the next thing you should ask yourself is, why haven't you achieved it yet? Because now you've identified the source of the problem as to you don't have any purpose or vision. So you're just doing things as you go. And now that you know, if you know your purpose and your vision, why haven't you done anything yet? Why haven't you achieved it yet? What has stopped you from living this ideal life that you've always wanted to live? Or I want to be able to be comfortable in my home and okay, why haven't you got, what is stopping you from getting that? What is stopping you from living the life that you've always achieved or planned to always achieve? What is stopping you from you fulfilling and experiencing that abundant life? What is stopping you from being in that ideal life? You ask yourself, identify the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Don't just focus on, okay, I'm here now, there's a competition, there are many people in the market, so why am I gonna do that? No. Where do you want to be? How long is it gonna take you to lead from here to where you want to be? Is it a 10-year plan? Is it a 5-year plan? Is it a 20-year plan? I watched a movie recently. It's a K-drama. It's called Itaewon Class. And the guy, he was bullied, like there's this wealthy man, his son was a bully. So, he bullied someone, the guy defended the guy, but then obviously they're wealthy people, so they took advantage. So they expelled the boy. And when they expelled him, obviously he didn't finish school. So his father was like sad, like, okay, anyways, let's just start a restaurant. I've always wanted to start a restaurant. Let's start one. And they were about to start a restaurant. And the bad guy, or whatever it is, the boy that made him get expelled killed his father by mistake in a hit and run. So he got angry and he went after the guy and bit the guy and all of that. But then obviously that's assault, so he ended up in prison. And when he ended up in prison, he said that his goal is not for him to beat the guy anymore. One of his friends came to me and I said, listen, the way for you to get to these people is not about you doing all these things you're doing. I need you to figure out a goal and a life that you want to live. Do you want to live a life honoring your father's wishes by building a restaurant? Or do you want to live a life wasting away because you want to get a revenge? And what did he do? He created a plan of he wants to start a restaurant now, but he doesn't have money. So how can he get money? He's an escort. So an convert can't get the job they need, so they have to do jobs on the road, like street jobs, either cleaning toilet or doing some things on the road to get some money in. So he gave himself a 15-year-old plan. In the first, I think, 3 years, he's going to work and then gather the money, and the money he gets is going to buy his first company. But the overall goal and vision for his plan was for him to be the #1 food industry. Now that's impossible because the boy that killed his father is the #1 food, because I told you they're very wealthy. So they own the school. So obviously the school takes bribes and all of that. But he's the #1 in the food industry. Do you know what he did? He went to that man, got his book, and read his book. Not only did he do that, by the way, this man created a plan. When he was in prison, he read. He kept reading books. And some of the tough guys were like, bro, what are you doing? You're wasting your time here. What's wrong with you? He didn't answer them. 5 years later, they both left the prison same time. He has already gathered money. When he came back for the prison, I think 5 years later or 3 years, I'm not really sure. Probably 5 years later. After he has worked, he bought the restaurant. He got a restaurant, and the guy that was in the prison with him was still doing thug life. Same time, different habits. Same time, different habits. He was out there beating people, while that one was out there reading. Same time. Because of what he read, he learned about business and started a restaurant. The other one, because he's used to thug life, he was in prison, goes back to a thug. Kept on beating people. No fulfillment. Same time. And when that guy comes to his office and he saw him, he's like, whoa, you already have a restaurant? It's like, yeah, I told you, I'm going to get one. You determine what happens to you. You don't let the life determine what you want. Even if I'm an ex-convict, I want to make a name for myself. Eventually, at the end of the day, he became the biggest corporation in the entire country. And he said it was going to take him 15 years to do that. And it took him exactly 15 years to do that. Why am I saying this? You have to identify what is the gap. How long is it going to take me for me to get from here to here? If the gap often exists because of the habits you keep or avoid. He knew, realistically speaking, that it would take him 15 years for him to be the greatest. It didn't take him 15 years to start the business. It took him 5. He took 5 years to work, because you have to understand that where you're going is in stages. Stage 1, I'm an ex-convict. No company is going to hire me. So I need to find a side job to do. So he found one, worked, I think it's 2 years, 3 years. I'm really. After working for a while, went and rented a very nice restaurant in the middle of a very nice place. And when he did that in the main town, tourists and people used to come. Obviously, he didn't know much about, beauty, marketing and all that, but at least he started. People joined him, and he started that. After of doing it for 3, 4, 5 months, there was no business. He came across someone that could help him, because the person already saw him that he had potential. Did it, the thing scaled, was growing, but he wanted more. Remember, he wants to be the best. For you to be the best, you have to be a corporation. Right now, it's just a business. So he had to incorporate it. And the way for him to incorporate it, he said he wanted to do franchise. So he made it an incorporation, got franchise, got investment. When he got investment, I think someone decided to invest in them. One of the people that was working part-time found out that his mom, I'm not going to disturb her. Anyways, got investment. When he got investment, he scaled up into a corporation, a very good corporation, but he wasn't still number 1. That took him a maximum of 7 years. Or 5 extra years. 5 years. So remaining 5 years. Now his company is doing very well. But like I said, he wants to be the top. So now he's opening branches everywhere. Branches everywhere. Branches everywhere. And he's keep doing that, partnering with international people so that he could scale up and make currency, not just only in his current currency, but also in another currency. I want to show you what planning does for somebody that knows where they're going, how vision is so important in habits. He had the same time with the other person, but at the end of that 15 years, and the end of the 15 years, one was in jail, one was living a successful life. Both ex-convicts. So you need to know. So you avoid the habits that you don't need. Instead of sleeping away or wasting your life, you can actually, when you know the vision and the purpose that you have, you can create something to fulfill it. Then the role of habits in delay. I want to explain how habit causes delay. Because if you do not know what habits to avoid, it will continue to increase the time span to execute that vision that you want to execute. What are the role of habits in delay? Procrastination. I struggled with that one, but thank God I don't do that anymore. Inconsistency. Unhealthy routines that silently sponsor your delay. You're doing something that is not helping. You're not consistent. You're always procrastinating. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes for you. Because why would you say, I'll do it now? I'll do it now. I'll do it now. I'll do it. Except if you're tired or something, understandable. But try to create a life that says, I'm going to do it now. Because if you don't focus on bad and change bad mindset, bad habits, it eventually accumulates. And when it accumulates, it will cause a delay in you fulfilling life. And this is how habits impact people's lives. People don't know how powerful habits are. What are the roles of habits in success? Discipline, consistency, intentional routines. These are the building blocks of achievement. Every success story, has a foundation of habits. I'm able to record my videos because I have created a habit of waking up early, of making a plan of what I want to discuss for the next month before the next month arrives. And that way I don't wait and say, okay, I'll just go with the flow. Well, let me record my videos. I can always go with the flow and add it anyways. But what I'm saying is, when you create a plan and you set your life in a motion, in a place where you know that the habits you're using actually are sponsoring your success. Don't just say that, well, I'm just gonna go with the flow and see, how it's gonna work for me. I don't know how I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna give you an example of how one habit actually changed my entire YouTube life. I have two YouTubes. I have one for my ministry. I have one for my business, The Purpose University, which is the one you're watching right now. And I post videos every week. Some of them are 10 minutes minimum. Some of them are 30 minutes maximum. Some even 1 hour maximum. Depends on how the spirit flows. But when I first started with the first YouTube, I struggled because the reason why I struggled was I was not consistent. I was not consistent. I couldn't get up every day, every time I don't have a day to record. I don't have a system to help me build habits. Nothing. I just say, okay, I'm gonna record, and I just grab a camera and I'm just recording. That won't work. I won't sustain because I'm not consistent. But you have to create systems that will help you build habits that are consistent. So what do? Is that I created a system that helps me build the habit of consistency. So whereby I put on my calendar, on this day, I record this. On this time, I write down what I'm going to discuss for the entire month. That's what I'm reading right here. What am I going to discuss? What are the points I'm going to highlight in each video? And then I schedule a date. It's the same day in every month. And I record those videos. When I record them, I schedule them, and I'm done for the month. Why do I do that? Because of I'm an entrepreneur. And because I'm an entrepreneur, there's always sometimes things will happen. And I don't want to be able to say that, or say no to opportunities, or say no to things because I have to record. So I've created habits of being consistent with uploading my videos and creating a system to help me upload my videos on time so that I can make time for other opportunities. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need to be conscious of the kind of habits that you're forming. Is there discipline involved? Are you disciplined with yourself? I always say this, a lack of self-discipline is a lack of self-respect. If you don't respect yourself enough, you can't be able to be disciplined. So you need to respect yourself enough and value yourself enough to be disciplined. Your life is your habits, and your habits are your daily actions that determine your future. You don't know what every day, waking up to do one small thing every single day, it accumulates into something greater. I wake up every 6 a.m. to walk. I started this habit in September. And at first it was difficult. The first week I was a bit shaky, but I told myself I want to become a healthier person. And because I want to be a healthier person, I want to work better on my shape. I have to make sure that I build a habit that will ensure that I'm able to live long, to enjoy life with my family and my children, and impact the world. I can't impact the world if I'm sick, am I? No. So my goal and my vision is still in my mind. And that's why I'm creating habits to ensure that my vision and my goal can be fulfilled. To change your life, you must change your habits. This is the most important thing. Forget about anything else anyone tells you. If you really want to transform your life, you have to find out the habits that you have and transform them too. That is the only way you can actually transform your life. You have to change your habits. If you want to be a CEO at a specific time or age or whatever, you have to change your habits. What does a CEO do? You have to ask questions. What does a CEO do? So you have to be very conscious of the kind of things that you're doing. Don't just go out there and just assume that, everything is fine because, I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. No. Create habits that will help you and set you up for a successful life. Don't just think or evaluate or try to ask yourself, how can I achieve these things? No. Create a plan and a system that helps you continue to be consistent, to be disciplined, and to be able to set routines that help you be the person you want to be, but also achieve and live the life that you've always wanted to live. So, what is one thing you can do? Take one habit you know is holding you back and replace it with one small action that pushes you towards your dream life. Like for me, I used to not wake up early, and now I wake up at 6 in the morning to do my exercise. And it helps me a lot. Waking up early has been the best thing that's ever happened to me in my business, in my life. I have time for family, I have time for speaking events, I have time for a lot of things because I've been able to create systems that sustain the habits that I want to form. And I hope this video was helpful for you, and I will see you guys later in our next video. Bye.